Good morning, good morning. Hello, hello. How are you all? Can you hear me? I want to make sure you can hear me before I start gabbing. Mhm. So I'm assuming you can hear me. Hello, Carol and Lynn and Shannon and Sharon and She's Way and Joyce and Carolyn. Thanks for letting me know, Sharon. Martha, good morning. Um, So yesterday was the trial run for Torrance Memorial's classes on Zoom. And I have to say, I thought it went really well. I gave them a yoga therapy chair class, and some of them are people that have practiced with me for a while, and then some are new. Really loved it. I really loved seeing others, and it's so for me as a teacher to guide the class there it's created when we're all together, so there's something to be said about Zoom classes. This is a 4-week trial, and I only gave them the one. I was teaching 7 classes for them, so I gave them one because I wanted to make sure everything was going to be okay. And I plan in September to have uh, some more Zoom classes and also the YouTube live. So I'm not sure what it's all going to look like. We will be practicing together, that's for sure. I would love to be able to guide you guys and be able to see you on Zoom, and that's what I can do on Zoom. So I love that you can chat with me and let me know you're here, and that's great. And then it would also be nice if I could actually see you. And there's always the choice to not be seen. So for those that prefer to not be seen for whatever reasons, and it's okay for whatever they are, for a lot of people, they don't want people to see their houses because they think it's a mess. Some people, and it is, right? Some of us, that is where we are. Whatever it is, what it is. So, anyway, I'm leaving tomorrow. I have a 1,000-mile drive ahead of me. I'm driving to Colorado, to Boulder, and I'm going to take 4 days to do it. So, I will, or 3 days till I finally get there. So, I'm going to go through some probably Salt Lake City, Utah, and Zion National Park. So, that's interesting. So I'm definitely going to stretch my body a lot during that. And this is very helpful to me, teaching. So I hope you are all well. I would like to focus today on the basic practice, um, with some of the newer poses as well, and just get real specific with the stimulation to the hips, the pelvis, the spine. So, regardless of whether you have osteoporosis, osteopenia, or no bone density issues, regardless of where you are in that process, what we're going to do today is going to strengthen your muscles, strengthen your bones, open space um, for your energy to flow through your body and for the neuromuscular communication. So it's all good no matter what we do, right? And yeah. So for today, I'd like you to have a block, I'd like you to have a blanket and a strap. Those are the 3 main things. And then if you'd like to have a bolster or chair for your legs, that's your choice. And of course, a mat. So let's begin. Let's bring ourselves back so we can get prepared. So I'd like you to actually, before you come down, I'd like you to be in some form of a seated position, whatever. Um, yeah. Before you come down onto the mat, I want to begin in a seated position to set an intention for today's practice. And whatever is a comfortable seat for you and wherever you are, closing your eyes. And when you close your eyes, there's other senses that will turn on for you. So notice what you notice, the sounds, the mind, the bodily sensations. And we're going to set the intention for today's practice. That yoga is a process of connecting all aspects of you, your mind, your body, your soul. your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual layers. So you're going to show up to this mat, show up to this moment, and stay here. And every time you notice the mind wandering, you'll notice it happen. And with intention, you'll bring it back to your breath, to this moment, to where you are, so that we can maximize what we're doing together in the practice of yoga. Bringing your hands together, take your hands, rub your hands together, and then gently cover your eyes to block out the light source, whatever that is. Gently blinking the eyes open. And staying here within yourself, bringing yourself onto the mat. You're going to take a blanket for your head to support your head. And then you can either place your legs up a chair, a sofa, on a bolster, or even letting them rest straight out in front of you, slightly spread. When you come down onto the floor, raising your awareness that you're going to not round your spine. So reaching to the side, reach your hand away from you as you come down onto the floor. Preparing the body and the mind, grounding the mental energy into the physical body, arriving to this moment and shifting from human doing to human being. Even if your human doing is not a lot of physical activity, there may be a lot of human doing mentally, a lot of mental aspects of activity. So whatever it is for you, prepare your body, move your body in a way so that you can bring your shoulder blades onto the back and touching, making connection to the floor. Take your arms out to the sides at first to feel a stretch of some kind in the shoulder area, in the chest area. With the eyes closed, noticing the body, where you are, what you may need to adjust, finding comfort so that you can relax the muscles and allow a relaxation to come into your body. We're going to begin by having an effect on the nervous system and shifting from the place of human doing to human being will allow you to stimulate the healing and repairing zone of the nervous system. So that as we do the physical asana practice, you set yourself up internally to be in a place to receive the stimulation of the pose so that the bone cells can react by laying down more bone for you in response to what you're asking. So let the arms be to the sides, wiggle the jaw back and forth, side to side. Let the lips barely touch, the back teeth are separated, bringing your awareness to your nostrils as you begin to focus on the breath as it comes in the body and as it leaves the body. Notice all you can notice. The temperature of the air as it comes in your nostrils. Bring the breath to the chest. Begin to deepen the breath so you feel a little more stretch when you bring the breath in. The arms are out to the sides. And then breathe as deep as you can, all the way down to the lowest lobes of the lungs. See if you could feel a stretch near the belly, near the low ribs. Noticing this sensation. It's important we become aware of our sensations in our body. Noticing to distinguish the ones that are safe from the ones that are unsafe. Tuning in to listen to your body as it communicates on where it is appropriate for you to venture off to when you do a pose, and where you should maybe use some restraint. Let's begin the 3-part breath, filling all the lobes of the lungs. Bring your right palm to your belly and your left palm to your heart. Let the upper arm bones rest on the floor, spreading the hands so you feel as much of your chest under your left hand and as much of your belly under the right hand. And just begin to take a few breaths here, noticing what you notice. Notice if the breath is down towards the belly, or is it up towards the chest? Or do you feel it evenly in both areas? I'll guide you through a couple of rounds of breath from the belly up to the chest and from the chest down to the belly. And you'll feel the hands move as you bring the breath into different areas of your lungs. Let's take a couple of breaths to the chest to feel the chest moving into the palm of the left hand. Bring the breath down to the belly and breathe so that you feel the hand rise and fall as you breathe down to the belly, to the lowest lobes of the lungs. I'm going to guide you now through the 3-part breath, the belly, the ribs, and the chest. Take a big breath here to clear. Inhale and exhale. Let's begin. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly. 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 Continue on your own, going at the pace that's appropriate for you, slowing your breath down,
feeling the body move into the hands. Keep your mind busy with feeling and noticing the different areas that you're breathing into and out of. Add a pause at the top of the inhale and the bottom of the exhale, and try to even out the pace of the breath as you inhale and exhale. Feel the breath coming into the body and leaving the body like a wave. Finishing the breath you're on, take 3 more breaths like this, breathing into your belly, your ribs, and your chest. Exhaling the chest, ribs, belly. Finishing up your last breath, letting go of the breath, bringing your awareness to your fingers and your toes as you bring movement into your body, to your ankles, to your wrists. Bringing your knees towards your chest, contracting your core to protect your belly. As you bring your knees into your chest, rocking side to side. We're going to move ourselves onto our mat to begin warming up the body and then working towards some of the asana. So move in whichever way you need to get onto your mat. Having your block nearby, your strap nearby. Have the blanket underneath your head. When you arrive, stretch your body glove, reaching your arms long and your legs long, stretching. Feel stretch in your body. So really reach away, stretch, stretch, stretch. Take an inhale. And then exhale to draw the left knee into your chest. Draw the left knee in, straighten the right leg. Draw the left knee in, strong. Feel the stretch wherever you feel that. Then inhale, holding on to that left leg with the left hand. Open the left leg out to the left. Feel that inner thigh stretch. Draw the knee back into center. Then bending the right knee, let's switch. Bring the right knee in, straighten that left leg. Draw that right knee in deep. Feel your body stretch wherever you feel that. If you like, you could close your eyes so you feel your body, feel where the movements are, where the stretching is. Then opening up the right leg to the right. Hold on to the right leg with the right hand. Let the right leg slowly move out to the side. Feel the inner thigh stretch. Take one more breath. Bringing the right knee back up to center, draw the left leg in. Let's come into a happy baby pose. So the knees are in towards the chest. Pull them in deeply so you feel the top thighs gently pressing up against the abdominal area. And then unbending the knees. Soles of the feet face up towards the sky. Reach back behind your thighs. So the forearms, the wrists are wrapping around the back of the hamstrings. Spreading the legs, the knees are pretty close to your armpits or your shoulders. Rocking side to side, stretching a little deeper in that pelvic area, allowing the low back to come into flexion. Then go ahead and bring your knees into that bent position. The feet are on the floor and come all the way as wide as the mat so that your heels, the edges of the heels are on the mat, the toes are off. Take the arms out to the sides. The palms are up towards the sky and bend the elbows. So you're in a scarecrow arm position. This will help to keep the torso, the upper torso stable, the rib cage stable. Inhaling, allow the knees to move over towards the right. Exhale, slowly contract the core to come back up to center. Inhale, legs go to the left. If you close your eyes, you could experience where you're feeling the sensations in the body. You inhale to allow your knees to move to the side. Feel the stretch wherever you do, and exhale, draw the belly button of the spine to come back to center. Inhale, allow the knees to move in the other direction. Exhale, back to center. Going really slow, matching movement of breath and movement. That's when we're practicing yoga. When we move our body in harmony with our breath. The next time your legs come over to the left, allow them to stay there. Release any holding, letting the legs relax. Then lift the right hand off the floor. Keep the right hand pretty close to the floor, stretching your right side as much as you can. The eyes are closed. Be in the right side of your body. Feel the stretch. Press the right foot into the floor. Lengthen that right top thigh away from you. Reach that right arm away from you. And then gently push the heart up towards the sky. Feel the stretch in the body. Take a few deep breaths here. On your next exhalation, relax, come back up to center. Let the legs come back up to center. Slowly inhaling, allowing the knees to go towards the right. Letting the knees relax when you get there. Bringing your awareness to the left side body. Gently lift the left arm slightly away from the floor, stretching left arm away from you. Press the left foot into the floor. Reach the left knee away from you. Lengthen that left thigh. Press the heart up towards the sky and feel that stretch in the left side. Deep breaths down to your belly help facilitate that stretch. This lateral stretching helps to warm up the body for rotation, for back bending, helps to unclog the tissues so that the communication of the nervous system can transmit. The vessels that run through those tissues can be unobstructed. Bring yourself back up to center, lifting the knees back up. Bring yourself to center. Place the feet in the floor and lift the pelvis off the floor so you come back to a neutral position with the pelvis. We're going to move on to the first pose, Supta Padangusthasana number 1, stretching the hamstring and creating some stimulation to the pelvis. Bring your right foot up in the air. Take your strap and place your strap around the right sole, close to the center of the arch, slightly towards the toes. We want to have a straight knee in this position, so find the strap in the right position so you could wrap your hands around and get a nice firm hold of that strap. And then take the left leg all the way straight. Right away, you're going to contract the muscles of the right leg and actively push the right leg away from you with the muscles of the leg. As you begin to draw the leg towards the wall behind you, keep yourself in a neutral position in your pelvis. So keep the low back away from the floor. Don't let the pelvis tilt or move as you pull the leg towards the wall behind you, creating that force behind the thigh. Deep breaths here. Feel that stimulation behind the thigh. Right knee is straight, pulling the leg down towards the body. Draw the elbows towards the floor so the shoulder blades stay on the floor. Draw the leg behind you, towards the wall behind you. Feel that deep sensation. Finishing up your last breath. Bring your leg back to center so that you come out of the sensation. Let's take the left leg in the air. Put the left arch in the strap. Bring the left foot onto the floor. The strap is near the center of the foot, slightly up towards the toes. Nice firm grasp on that strap. Lengthening that right leg out. Begin by drawing the shoulder blades to the floor. Feel the leg drawing down into the socket. Create space in your waist. And then firming up the leg muscles, the left leg muscles. Begin to draw the leg back towards the wall behind you. Deep breaths here. Firming up the muscles of that left leg. Feel that sensation behind the thigh. And notice, do you have a neutral pelvis? Keep the low back away from the floor. Don't let the pelvis tilt as you draw the leg towards the back wall. Feel the shoulder blades on the floor. Feel that sensation in that left back thigh. Left knee is straight. Take one more breath. We're going to go into the next pose, Supta Padangusthasana number 2, stretching the adductor muscles, the inner thigh muscles that are also attached to the pelvis, creating that stimulation in the pelvis. Keep the right leg straight if you can, and if you need to bend the knee, go ahead and bend the knee. Left leg is straight. You take the strap into the left hand. Draw your hand down the strap so you have a little more space. Then let your left elbow be out towards the side. Keep that left leg straight and lengthen the left leg out to the side, keeping the left leg pretty high towards the back wall. When you get as far as you could go, feeling that stretch on the inner thigh, let the left elbow rest on the floor. Deep breathing here. Press your right leg into the floor. That'll help to anchor the pelvis and contract the core, pushing the belly button towards the spine. Take the right arm out to the side. That'll also help. Press into the arch part of the strap and feel that sensation in the inner left thigh. Deep breaths down to your belly. Be strong. Feel the strength in the work that you're doing with this pose, with all these poses. Last breath, finish your exhalation. Bending that left knee, bring the leg back up to center. You're going to switch by bringing your right foot up. Put your right foot in the strap. Strap is near the center of the arch, slightly towards the toes. And then take the strap in the right hand, both pieces. Slide your hand down the strap, then straighten that left leg. This will help stabilize the pelvis when you move the leg out to the side. Press into the arch of the strap. Keep your right elbow out towards the side, and then lengthen that right leg out towards the side. You could rest the right arm on the ground if you can. Sometimes you may need to prop up this leg with a block or a bolster underneath if you feel the need. Straighten that left leg, contract the core, press that left leg into the floor, press into the arch of the right foot. Feel the stretch on the inner thigh. Feel that sensation. Take one more breath. And then bring your right knee up. Take the strap off, put the strap to the side. Bring your knees to your chest, feel your low back press into the floor. We'll move on to the bridge pose. You're going to need to move the blanket from away from the back of the head. Take the block, place the block between your knees or between your upper legs. And then lengthen the back of the neck. You could use the hands to help to lengthen the back of the neck. Feel the center of the head on the floor. And the arms are down alongside the body. And if you'd like, you could begin to tuck the shoulder blades closer to the spine. So roll to one side so you're able to bring the outside of the arm closer underneath you to create that pad to come up to when you're coming up to your bridge pose. Walk your feet closer, press your feet into the floor, squeeze your block. Let the low back fall towards the floor. So it's a posterior pelvic tilt. And then contracting the glutes, squeezing the block. Gently lift your pelvis up, 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 coming into your bridge pose. Feel the weight coming to the upper back. Don't let it go to the head or the neck. Then arrange your upper back, sliding the shoulder blades closer towards each other. Bend the elbows, let the palms face each other, fingers are up towards the sky. Squeeze the glutes, squeeze the block. Lifting your pelvis away from the floor, moving your knees away from you, lengthening the top thighs. Bringing your awareness to your rib cage. Press your sternum bone up towards the sky and then towards your face, adding extension to that thoracic spine. Feel your feet pushing away from the floor. Feel the glutes contract. Squeeze the block. You can use the backs of the upper arms to help lift the rib cage away from the floor, keeping that extension in that upper spine. Deep breaths to your belly. 3 more breaths here. When it's time to come down slowly. So begin first by releasing the tension from the upper back, feeling the heart pressing towards the floor. And then bringing the awareness to one vertebra at a time as you press the vertebra towards the floor. When you get close to the low ribs, lift onto your tippy toes, lengthening that lower back as you try to place the lumbar spine on the floor before you feel the edge of the pelvis touch. When you come all the way down, take the block out to the side and bring the knees into the chest. Whenever possible, if you can close your eyes or minimize your gaze, so you could be inside the body to feel the work that's being done. We're going to come onto our bellies to do the locust pose, strengthening the posterior chain again, rolling all the way over. Take your time to come all the way over onto your belly. And you're going to come up into a sphinx pose. So you're going to come onto your belly, let your pelvis be on the floor, and then let your legs be pretty close together, hip distance. So they're about 4 to 6 inches apart. And then bringing yourself up onto your elbows. Your elbows are directly underneath your shoulders. The forearms and the hands, the palms are facing down towards the ground. Then you're going to press your elbows, your forearms, and your hands into the floor to lengthen yourself as you come down. So feel that you're lengthening your spine as you come all the way down, bringing yourself all the way down. Bring your forehead to the floor. Your nose can touch forehead. Bring your arms all the way alongside your body. So the palms are up towards the sky, the thumbs touch the body, and the hands are very close to your body. On the next inhalation, lift your head off the floor, your hands off the floor, your feet off the floor. Feel real strong here. Reach your legs away, reach your fingers away, reach out the crown of your head. Be as tall as you can be in your body. You can press the pubis bone towards the floor to help protect that lumbar spine or that low back area. Reaching your hands up. If you'd like to take the palms out to the sides, you can rotate palms down to the ground. Reach your arms straight out to the side. Slide the shoulder blades towards the spine. Deep breaths to the belly. Reach out the crown of the head. Reach out the tippy toes. Reach out the fingers. Feel strong, reaching up towards the sky. Take one more breath. And then you're going to come down with the exhalation. Bend the elbows. Place the hands on the mat, one on top of the other, and then rest the forehead on the back of the hands. Separate your legs a little bit here and wiggle your pelvis back and forth, side to side. So as if one hip bone and then the other hip bone are moving towards the floor. Go pretty quickly here. Try to make your body feel like a jello mold, that if you touch it and wiggle it, when you stop, it still jiggles, so that you're settling your body, you're allowing it to settle. The jiggling here would be the settling of the spine and the bones in the soft tissue. And then breathe down to your belly. This will help to release any tension or relieve any tension that was created in the lower back area. So feel the breath coming down below the ribs to the belly, and feel that feedback as the belly is trying to press towards the ground. And you feel that release in the low back. And you're going to take your right hand straight away from you so you can roll onto your right side. Bending your knees. Take your left hand on the floor in front of you. Spread your fingers pretty wide. Then looking down towards the floor. When you come up, you're going to lead with your left shoulder, not your head. Pushing yourself away from the floor, bring yourself all the way up. And then moving on. Go ahead and grab your blanket. We're going to put the blanket underneath the knees. The blanket is on your mat. Come onto all fours and
Begin with your hands pretty wide here. We want to add a little bit of weight to our wrist joint to help strengthen this part of our body, the forearm area, the wrist area. Pointer fingers are pointing forward. Spread your hands pretty wide and have them pretty far forward so they're more forward than your shoulders. And then spread your knees a little here. Let's do a little rocking action forward and back so that when you come forward, you feel that you load up your wrist joint. When you go back, don't round your spine, don't move your spine. Try to see if you can feel this in the middle of the tushy, gently stretching those external rotator muscles in the glutes, bringing the weight to the wrists and then to the knees, rolling through the shoulder joint and the hip joint, deeply rooting them and gently loading up the wrists a little bit at a time. This is a nice thing to do to help not overload those wrist joints. Bring yourself up for a second. Let's roll out the wrists and do the plank pose of getting the wrists nice and fluid, bending fingers, bending wrists. We'll hold this plank pose for as long as you can. I am going to do a timer for 1 minute. You can come down at any time that you need. I'll indicate to begin, and then I'll indicate when it's time to end, when the minute's up. You decide what's appropriate for you. So use your breath to count so you can see where you're at with this. It's a nice thing to do, to see how long it takes, or to see if you could build up your strength by practicing over and over and over. Let's bring the right foot back and then the left foot, bringing yourself up into a plank position. Push yourself away from the floor with your hands, pushing yourself away from the floor with your feet. So feel all 10 toes and all 10 fingers pressing into the floor. Pushing back through the center of the heels, feel the length in the legs. And then bring your awareness to your spine, lengthen your spine, lengthen out the crown of your head. Press your fingertips into the floor. If you'd like to open the eyes and look down, notice the white color. Really strongly push your fingertips in so you evenly distribute the weight in the hands, in the wrists, in the forearm. Press away from the floor with your hands. Press away from the floor with your feet. Lengthen out the crown of the head and lengthen out the toes, out the heels. And then bringing yourself down. That was a minute, so just notice how long that took. And each time you practice, see if you can add a little to that. Come up and roll out the wrists. Bring the palms together. Bring the forearms together. So the elbows, the forearms, palms are touching, and then bend the fingers so you clasp the hands, rolling the wrists around in one direction and then in the other. Take your hands, shake your wrists. Let's let go of any tension and know that tension is actually something that helps to stimulate growth. So noticing where that tension is appropriate for you or not. We're going to come to standing to do the standing poses. And first we're going to do one of the seated twist positions before we come to standing. So bring your blanket into a folded position. Take the blanket, fold the blanket so you have a higher pad to sit on. Your blanket is folded. You come to sit on the blanket and take the legs out in front of you. Legs are straight. We are going to stretch towards the left. So begin first by reaching under and grabbing the flesh, moving one side of the buttocks towards the back. This is good for creating the sensation of the sits bones and allowing the pelvis to be more in a neutral position. We rotate from the pelvis on up. So reaching back and grabbing a hunk of flesh, taking it back to expose the sits bones. Let's begin by bending the left knee. Take the left foot. You can place it close to the knee or wherever it feels appropriate for you. And grabbing onto the shin area of the left foot, you're going to clasp the hands, grab on and get nice and tall here in the spine. Right leg is straight, left foot is in the floor. When we activate the right leg and the left foot by pressing them into the floor, we start to engage the posterior chain, the glutes, and that's very protective for the lower spine area. So press the right leg into the floor, press the left leg into the floor, take the right hand on the left leg down by the shin, and then take the left hand on the floor right beside your body, not too far away, and then coming onto all 5 fingertips, bending that left elbow. Press the feet into the floor, press the left hand into the floor, get as tall as you can in your spine, lower the shoulder blades, slide the shoulders back towards each other. Take an inhale here. And then you're going to exhale, rotating lower ribs, middle ribs, and upper ribs to the left. Whatever is the safe range of motion for you. Rotating, rotating, rotating. Lengthening yourself, lower the shoulder blades, slide the shoulder blades towards each other, and keep the shoulders away from the ears. Press the heart forward, so lift your heart. Add some extension in that thoracic spine. Use the back of the shoulder blades to press into the heart, to lift the heart up. That'll help to support that thoracic extension. Breathe down to your belly, feeling what feels appropriate for you in your body. And then take one more breath. You're going to slowly, slowly bring yourself out of that twist. I like to notice myself deep in a pose, and then I like to notice the process or the pathway of going from the place of tension to the place of relaxation. Noticing all the engagement that happened to get into that pose, and then noticing how I come out and bring that relaxation into the muscles. Let's come to the right side. So take the left leg straight, bending the right knee, place the right sole of the foot on the floor. Take the left hand, take both hands actually, to clasp and get length in the spine. So clasping into the front of the right shin, get nice and tall. Take the right fingertips on the floor behind you, pressing down with the left leg, the right foot, and the right hand. Get as tall as you can. Take a deep inhale. And then as you exhale, it's the lower ribs, the middle ribs, and the upper ribs that rotate towards the right. And then when you're there, refining this twist by lowering the shoulders away from the ears, sliding shoulder blades towards the spine, and then using the back of the shoulder blades to press forward to lift the heart forward, adding that back bend in the upper spine. Breathing down to the belly, feeling what feels appropriate in your body. Press your right leg into the floor, press your left leg into the floor. Breathe deep down to your belly. Take one more breath. And then slowly on your next exhalation, coming all the way out of that. You're going to come onto all fours just to do a little movement to release that twisting. Just take your body back and forth, side to side. Move in whatever way feels good for you on all fours. You could move around in a circular pattern if you'd like, or move side to side. Just explore movement here. See what feels good in your body, making sure not to round the upper spine. And then we're going to come through a downward facing dog plank to come up to standing. So take your hands pretty wide. Knees are wide, feet are tucked under.
Inhale here. And then as you exhale, you're going to push your belly to your spine, lift your pelvis up, and bring yourself back into a downward facing dog. Keep your gaze forward, so right about the elbows or towards the fingertips in that area, so that you don't round the upper spine. And then one at a time, pressing the heel towards the floor, feel the calf stretch. Pushing the heels towards the floor. We'll do 3 plank to down dogs before we come to standing. So you're going to inhale forward into your plank position. Exhale, push your belly button to your spine into your downward facing dog. Inhale forward into plank. Exhale, belly button to spine, downward facing dog. Inhale slowly to plank. Exhale, down dog. And then bend the knees, gazes forward, walk the hands back. When the soles of the feet get to the floor, bring your hands up on top of your thighs. Keep your back flat here. Visualize a tray on your back with champagne flutes, with fizzy water, muddled raspberries, and mint sprigs. So you keep your back nice and flat. Then you're going to slowly, on the next inhalation, push yourself to come up to a standing position. Preparing your space to do some standing work. So moving whatever you need off the mat, out of the way. If you need to bring your mat over to the wall, do that. And then you either have a chair or you have a block, depending on what you need for the standing work. These first few poses, you won't need anything. Unless, of course, you're feeling precarious today with your balance. So the goal for these next 2 poses, the warrior 2 and the side angle, is to have a pretty wide stance. So if you're feeling particularly unsteady, it would be better to be near a wall so that you can come into a wide stance without feeling shaky. And then knowing that one day to the next may be different. Today may be a day you feel strong, you may feel balanced, and then tomorrow something may be happening where you're not quite feeling as balanced. So being okay with wherever you are one day at a time. Bring your legs into a wide stance, toes are forward. Making sure that we do a really nice firm foundation in our feet. Toes are pointing forward, and then you're going to bring your awareness to your left foot. Lift the left toes off the floor and turn the left foot towards the left. Then press the right toes into the floor, pick up the right heel, move the right heel away from you. You're going to make a very solid foundation in your right foot. It's the pinky toe edge of the right foot. Make a very solid foundation there. Pressing the right toes and the right heel into the floor. Activate the right arch, lift the right arch off. Feel that stretch on the right ankle joint area. And then placing a bend in that left leg. On the inhale, we're going to bend the left knee, pushing the left knee towards the left. And when the arms come up, it's with resistance, as if you're in a pool of jello, so that there's resistance when the arms come up. Come all the way down until your left knee is bent as close to a 90-degree angle as that is comfortable for your body. Press that right pinky toe edge into the floor. Right foot very active. Right arch is lifting up. And then sliding the shoulder blades towards each other, lowering the shoulder blades from the ears. Press the left foot into the floor, activating the left foot, activate right. Draw that energy up into the pelvis. Contract the core, press the belly button to the spine. Hug the lumbar spine with the core, so support that lumbar spine. Reach out left fingertip, reach out right fingertips, looking over that left middle finger. Be as deep as you can in that left knee, pressing away with that right outer edge, especially the right back edge where the right heel is.
Take one more breath. And then you're going to slowly straighten that left leg to bring yourself up to center. Warrior two, just do warrior two on the other side. The toes are pointing forward. You're going to push the right heel into the floor, pick up the right toes, move the right toes to the right, and then press the left toes into the floor, left heel lifts up. Begin to bend the right knee slightly. Strong activation of that left foot, the pinky toe edge. Feel that left ankle joint stretch as you activate that left leg. And then with resistance, lower the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, bend that right knee, push away with the left leg, and bring the arms up as if you're going through resistance of a pool full of jello. Look over your right fingers, bending that right knee as deep as you can. Press the right outer foot into the floor. Feel that activation of both feet pressing into the floor. Draw that up into the pelvis and then hugging the lumbar spine with the core, reaching out left hand, reach out right hand. Slide shoulder blades towards each other. Lift the heart up. Deep breaths down to your belly. Feel the strength of this. This is called warrior two. Feel the strength in this actual position you're holding, not just in your physical body, but in your mental, emotional power body, as if you were a warrior in this position. Take one more breath. Then you're going to push your feet into the floor as you bring yourself back up. Keep your legs here. We're going to go into our side angle position. Keep the legs nice and wide. We're going to lift the left toes, pointing the left toes to the left. Press right toes into the floor. Pick up the right heel moves away from you. You're going to come down into the warrior two. So bend the left knee, move the left knee towards the left as you bring the arms up. Inhale. Coming into the warrior two, and then bend the left arm, bring the left forearm onto the left thigh, and bring the right hand up towards the sky. Very active feet here. So active right foot, push the right outside edge, lift that right arch up, push that left leg into the floor. See if you could bend that left leg a little deeper. Then if you'd like to unbend the left elbow, put the left arm on the inner edge of that left knee joint. Be as low as you can comfortably. Push your feet into the floor and then draw that energy up into your torso. Feel the strength in this. Reach your arm over to the left if you'd like. Lengthen out the right side body if you're lengthening the arm over towards the left. Open your chest forward. Take one more breath. And then keep your knees bent. Bring yourself back through your warrior two and then unbend the knee. Bring your feet to point forward. Toes are pointing forward. We're going to go to the right side. Lift the right toes, swivel on the right heel, right foot goes to the right. Pick up the left heel goes to the left. Put a slight bend in your right knee, activate the feet, and activate the arms as you bend the right knee to come into the warrior two. You bend the right knee by pushing away from the left foot, bending the right knee, lifting the arms up to the side to the warrior two, and then bend the right elbow, place the right arm on top of the right thigh, and bring the left arm up into the sky. Feel the stretch, feel the power. Pressing your feet into the floor, activating your feet, draw that to the pelvis, contract the core, protect the lumbar spine, and rotate the trunk forward. If you'd like to take your straight right arm on the inner knee joint, try that, or keep that arm bent on top of the right thigh. If you'd like to take that left arm up and over to the right, see if that works for your body, or if it works for your body today. Deep breaths. Last breath. And then bring yourself back up through your warrior two. Straighten the legs and come all the way up. Let's take the legs. Go ahead, shake your legs here. Shake your arms. Feel where you feel that. A lot of pelvic stimulation, the warrior two and the side angle. Hip joint compression, not only compressive force from weight bearing, we're also stretching in that area. It's a lot of tensile pressure in the hips and the pelvis. Let's get the block to come into triangle pose. So you can either be near the wall, have a chair, or use the block. When you bend down to get your block, make sure you keep your spine nice and straight, that you're bending at the hip joint, keeping that back straight. Get your block. Let's come back. So the warrior two, the side angle, and the triangle pose all use the same foot position. Taking your legs into the wide stance, have your block in your hands. Remember, if you need to be near the wall, have your body near the wall. And if you're going to use a chair, have a chair on the left side so you can place your hand on the chair. Take your feet nice and wide here, and then lifting up left toes turn to the left, right heel moves away to the right. Active feet. With the triangle pose, we don't bend the knees, so keep the feet straight here. Take the block in the left hand. Come in to this pose with a really nice lifted chest, a little back bend maybe, or a heart reaching up to begin with. And then inhaling, lift the arms up. You're holding the block in the left hand. Then reach the block away from you. Let the hips go to the right. The left armpit lifts up. And when you can't go any farther, you'll feel a stretch on that left leg somewhere. Go ahead and tilt your body so that the block comes on the floor. You could try to have the block behind you or in front. Keep your legs very active here. Active feet, pull that energy up into your pelvis, rotate your trunk forward. If you'd like to reach your arm up and over to the left, the right arm to the left, see if that's appropriate for you. Make sure that it doesn't cause rounding in your spine, your upper spine. So if it does, keep the arm straight up, palm faces forward. Push your feet into the floor, draw that energy up, lengthen your spine from your pelvis. Take one more breath. Keep your legs straight, push your feet into the floor, and bring your hands back up, using your obliques, your core muscles to do that. Bring yourself forward. We're going to come to the other side. Toes are pointing forward. Switch hands, take the block into the right hand. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen your spine here. You're going to turn your right toes to the right, pick up your left heel, and then activate your feet. Right toes are forward, left toes are slightly pointing in. Active feet, pinky toe edge of that left foot. As you inhale, lift your arms up and then reach the right hand away from you. Let the right armpit be open. Let the hips go to the left. Feel that stretch coming into the back of the right thigh. And then when you can't go any farther, come all the way down. Put the block on the floor behind you or in front of you if that feels better for you. Push your feet into the floor. Draw that energy up to the pelvis. Contract the core, lengthen the spine. Hand is pointing forward and right above you unless you'd like to see if you can lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. The arm lengthens over to the right. Keep that chest open. Press the feet into the floor and draw that energy up into the pelvis. Protect your low back. So activate the core and hug that lumbar spine. Triangle pose, Trikanasana. Push your feet into the floor, draw that energy up into your pelvis, rotate your trunk forward, last breath. And then press your feet into the floor, keep your legs straight, hold on to your block and bring yourself all the way back up. Go ahead, come out of that and just shake, 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 shake. Shake your legs, shake your arms. So the last standing pose we'll do today is the tree pose. This is a balance pose. So notice if you need to be near the wall or need to have a chair nearby, or
just be on your mat, in the center of your mat. So looking down at your feet, make sure your toes are pointing forward and they're hip distance, which is about 6 inches maybe between the big toes. You're going to take your hands on your waist. You're going to push your body weight to your left foot. So push yourself over to your left foot. Then you're going to come onto your right tippy toes and allow the right knee to open to the right. Contract your core, push your left foot into the floor, feel nice and tall and supported, and then bring your right foot in between your left ankle and your left knee. Grab the floor with the left foot. Keep that left toe on the ground. Push your foot into the floor. Bring that energy up into your pelvis. Hug your lumbar spine with your core. If you'd like to bring your arms into a scarecrow position, bring the arms out to the side in the scarecrow position. Push the right foot into the left leg into the right foot. Contract the core, hug the lumbar spine, and look forward at something that does not move. Find a dot on the wall, one focal point to help you stay balanced. Lifting your head. Take one more breath. Bring your hands together, press your hands together, bring the right knee forward, and then bring yourself over all the way down to the floor. Bring your legs back into the hip distance position. Push the body weight onto the right foot, come onto the left tippy toes. Hands are on the waist. Press your foot into the floor, activate your core, lengthen your spine. Allow your left knee to go out to the left and bring the left foot in between the ankle and the heel. Press your foot into the floor, draw that energy to the pelvis, hug the lumbar spine, lift your heart. Make sure your right big toe stays on the floor. If you'd like to bring your hands up into a scarecrow position, pressing your hands back, press the leg into the foot into the leg, pressing the arms back, foot into the floor, and contract the core. And then find that focal point somewhere in front of you, something that doesn't move. One focal point. And then on this last exhale, bring the hands together in front of you. Push the hands together in front of you. Push the heels of the hands together in front of you. Notice how that really activates the deep core when you do that. Brings in some stability. And then bring yourself all the way down. Let's shake. Take your feet pretty wide here. Turn yourself into a piece of seaweed that's in the ocean floating side to side. The feet are the roots that have you in the bottom of the ocean floor. And then the arms are flailing, going towards the back like the backstroke, helping to take out any tension in the body that was created in today's practice, releasing, 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 and preparing the body and the mind to relax in the last pose of the day, the fan favorite, Shavasana. So let's bring ourselves down onto the floor, onto your mat. Making sure when you come all the way down onto the floor, you reach your hand away to keep your spine from rounding. And you choose whether you want your legs up on something or you want to be lying flat on the floor. The only thing to do here is to breathe, to allow the pose to do the work. Letting go of everything. Stay with your breath. Staying with that intention we began class with today, that here's where you're going to be. This is an act of self-care, and this is still a part of it. Stay here. Stay with the breath.
Gently begin to deepen the breath. Start to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Roll your ankles and roll your wrists. And bringing your knees towards the chest. Contract the core to protect your low back. Bring the knees into the chest. Gently rock side to side. And then roll all the way onto the right side. From here, you're going to push yourself up to seated. We'll close the practice with sound. Doing the sound M, the lips are together, a gentle vibrational sound. Allowing everything to settle in the body and in the mind through those sound vibrations. Take your hands, rub your hands together. Let the thumbs find the sternum bone. Lengthen the back of the neck, lengthen the spine. Take a deep breath down to the belly. At the end of practice, we bow in Namaste. Namaste. Well, that was nice. That was 11 poses. Most of those were the original 12 that were done in Dr. Fishman's study. I added plank from one of the new series, and we did not do the twisted triangle or one of the seated twists. Hi, Terry. I'm so happy you're here. I wanted to share something that Terry sent me an email yesterday, and she said something really amazing. One of the teachers she studies with, Terry, is a very spiritual person. She's actually a body worker and does beautiful body work with people. And so she shared with me yesterday, someone she studies with shared, an Indian guy, that turmeric has tremendous antiviral properties. So during this time, it's good to ingest turmeric. And by the way, it is turmeric or turmeric. There's two different ways to say it. I researched it when I put together my YouTube videos on turmeric paste.
because I say turmeric. I don't know what I say, but anyway, there's two ways to say it. So you're both right. Um, anyway, and she said something that was really great. She said, I share this information with anyone who wants to hear it, or something along those lines. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's how I feel. I have so much to say. And I always wonder, oh no, is this going to be too woo woo? Will this be okay for them? So whoever is receptive to hear certain information will hear it. So anyway, Kathy, oh, so nice to have you as well. I just saw that you were here. Um, you're welcome, Joyce. Thank you. I will have a wonderful trip. 1,000 miles. It's 20, probably almost a 20-hour journey. There's a fire somewhere in Colorado, so we have to be rerouted. I think we're going to actually drive through Salt Lake City now. So anyway, it'll be interesting. I'm with my daughter. I just downloaded a lot of books on tape. I'll listen to all my lovely yogic wisdom, so I have more to share when I come back for those who choose to listen to what I'm sharing, who want to hear it. Good, Kathy. That's good. I hope that today you were really inside your body. That was my intention, was to have you stay inside your body to see what's appropriate, because we all have different issues in our tissues. And what I was noticing today during the practice, which is really profound, yes, I'm 54. And so people say, oh, yeah, just you wait. But I do have a total hip replacement. I have asymmetry in my body. And so when I'm there, I feel and experience so much with each pose. So I feel like I speak from a place of knowledge that maybe you do have issues in your tissues. So I want you to raise awareness to what's safe range of motion for you. And I'm not here trying to teach you something and share something in one way. I want you to make the asana work for your body, for your issues, and to realize that you can set up, we can have fear in our tissues, and then we can know where the safe place is to go. So I hope that that comes through. That's part of my intention when I teach. Great, Sharon. I'm glad you liked that. You're welcome, Jeannie. Nice pace. Okay, good. Yeah. I try to stay close to the 30-second holds. I would say we held for a little longer today, especially in some of the ones I love to keep you longer in, like tree pose, bridge pose, locust pose. Some poses are really, I keep you guys longer always. I don't know if you noticed. Okay, now the cat's out of the bag. Carolyn, you're welcome. Thank you. She's way good. Always love to challenge you, She's way, and keep me on my toes. Domo arigatou gozaimashita. Lynn, you're welcome. You're welcome. Great. All right, ladies, so lovely to be here with you. And I will see you in my next class. For those of you that study with me on Saturday, I'm going to see how my reception is. And if not, I'm sending a link to classes that you can do. So don't let that be a deterrent if I'm not there to say hi. Still practice yoga at the scheduled time, because rituals and routines are very important for our overall well-being and health. All right. Thank you. Shannon, lovely. Thank you. I will see you all when I see you. Bye.